On a breakaway, scores!
Big hit at the blue line.
And he got waffle boarded. What a save!
He shoots, he scores.
Drives in, score!
This is the 6 Hockey.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the 6 Hockey. Today we have a great GTHL U16AAA division matchup between the Reps Hockey Club and the North York Rangers. My name is Simon Hendricks, joined alongside by my friend Sammy Brzozowski. Both of these teams' first game looking to set a precedent in this one, start the year on a solid foot. Sammy, how are you feeling about this game?
I'm feeling great. I think the Reps can be a team that really makes a splash in the GTHL U16 AAA division. And the Rangers, of course, we know they have a storied history. They went to the GTHL finals just 2 years ago, and many players have gone on to the NHL, OHL, or what have you. And I'm excited for their season to get started.
There is a bit of an adage that 2 years can change a lot, and certainly a much different looking team for this North York Rangers club. But before we really get into that and players to watch this season, let's take a look at our starting goaltender matchup in this one today. For the Rangers, it will be none other than Avery Grolman getting the game one start. And for the Reps, it will be Luke DeFonso taking the goal for his team in this one. Sammy, are there any key differences or similarities between these two goaltenders?
Yeah, if you're both goalies here, it's your first game of your U16 AAA career, and what you need to do is really settle in. Try not to be too dramatic. Don't be a Mike Smith out there. What you want to do is play positionally sound, and don't let an early goal rattle you. You're just trying to get the feel of game speed, get the feel of the other teams that you haven't seen, players you haven't seen, and just get yourself comfortable. If they can just play their own game, stay strong positionally, they'll go away happy.
As much as Mike Smith was a good goaltender, I don't know if anyone ever loved the way Mike Smith played the position. So good note, Sammy. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into the teams themselves. Do you have anyone as a key player you want to watch for the Rangers?
I do. For the Rangers, I have none other than Matthew Cochran. Now, Cochran, he isn't a guy that will blow you away with flash. He's not a guy that may put up the nastiest highlight reels like other players in this league. But what Matthew Cochran does have is patience and high IQ in the offensive zone. He knows where to be to finish pucks. He knows where to be to make a good pass. And so he's just one of those solid fundamental players that every coach loves to have on their team.
Do you think there's any relation to good old Tommy Cochran?
I don't think there is, no.
Well, hey, it's worth an ask, perhaps. Now, this Reps team, not really known for having the big star players throughout their storied franchise, but if you had to choose one player going into this year that you were looking forward to see, who would that be?
I'm looking forward to seeing Keegan McMahon. Now, he reminds me a little bit of Victor Arvidsson. They're both not the biggest players in their league, but what they do have is skill and a knack for finishing. They're not the two-way guy that you want to be your number one center or whatever, but what you do want to have him do is go towards the net, be in good position, just like Matthew Cochran, but he has that finishing knack, great shot, knows how to beat goalies in a bunch of different ways, and expect to see it tonight.
Very well put, Sammy. I think that wraps it up for our pregame show here, so without any further ado, let's take this one down to the ice.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 6 Hockey. My name is Simon Hendricks, joined alongside Sammy Brzozowski, and today we have a great U16 GTHL matchup between the Reps Hockey Club and the North York Rangers. For the Reps, they're coming off of a loss to the Junior Canadians just a couple of days ago, as the Rangers try to take a 1-0-0 season record as they take on the Reps. Sammy, how you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling very excited to see the North York Rangers back in action. Now, just 2 years ago, they came second in the GTHL, losing off to the Vaughan Kings. And the Reps, they played their first game of the season already. We obviously caught it. I don't even think they played that poorly. It was just the Junior Canadians looked solid, looked ready to go, and I'm excited to see what the Reps can do now that they have a game under their belt.
That's exactly right, Sammy. And for the North York Rangers, it will be number 73, Avery Grolman, taking the pipes. And for the Reps Hockey Club, it will be number 95, Luke DeFonso. Not Luke Lawson, although they do have they do have the same first name in Luke. A couple Lukes in goal.
I love that. It is a little tough for the coach. You know what? Get Luke in there. Hey, which one? I bet one of them's DeFonso, one of them's Luke. I think the starter gets probably the Luke honors, so we'll see further in the season who gets to be.
Exactly, and it was Luke Lawson who was in net just a couple days ago against the Junior Canadians. The Reps switching it up a little bit now. going from Luke to Luke, from Lawson to DeFonso. DeFonso standing 6 foot tall, only 150 pounds as a 15-year-old. What do you think his mindset is after his team's lost his first game of the year?
I think he knows his team is going to be hungry in this game. He knows his team is going to try to get started early. You know, they're facing a team that hasn't suited up yet. And so what he needs to do is just do his own job, you know, not worry about the goal scoring as much. Obviously, he's a goalie, he can't worry about it, but not worry about what the team's doing on the other end of the ice. Just realize you have a job to do and give yourself a shot to be a certified starter, certified go-to guy on this team.
And that's Asayev working it back into his own zone. And that was Dylan Hancock for the Reps Hockey Club drawing a face-off tie up there. As the Reps look to take advantage of an early chance, a centering pass that just went wide with the shot. As the Rangers, they take it at their own blue line, trying to get something going into the Rep zone, but that's sent right back down into the Rangers' end, and that's carried behind the net by the defenseman. Although it is the Reps, another centering pass, and that is misconnected, and that is Noah Daba sending it deep into the corner as he gets it right back at the top of the blue line, trying to work around the defenseman, but he sends it right back down for Dylan Hancock. That's sent along the far side boards. The Reps being pushed to the sideboards. Rangers doing a good job defending the middle of the ice, getting rid of that cross-ice passes. And that is number 22, Maxim Asayev, played in Russia last year for his U15 team. Coming all the way to North York to get an opportunity to play Canadian junior hockey. Good to see him taking full advantage of that opportunity.
And we're seeing that more and more in this league. Guys like Asayev coming over from Russia, try to get a start, try to get into the OHL. The Flyers are often known as the team that kind of takes in a lot of the Russian players, so it's nice to see it spread out among the league.
That's a shot that's tipped, and that's sent wide. A good tip in front of the net. I'm not too sure if Grallman really got a piece of that, but that is wide as the Rangers, they elect to dump it deep into the Rep zone. First time it's been in the Rep zone, and that's played by DeFonso. And that's taken right back up to the side wall as the Reps try to get a little breakout going here. And that will be taken up along the side wall. Passed across, but that is misconnected, maybe tipped by a Rangers player. As maybe a chance here, a 2-on-1 breaking out along the side. Shot, and that is saved by DeFonso. A nice little save there, as that will be an offensive zone faceoff for the Rangers. Nice little test for DeFonso early in this one.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you want, honestly, as a goalie. You never want to be peppered with shots off the jump, but you do want to get that first easy save under your belt, let the puck hit you, get the feeling of where you are in your net, just so you can get yourself settled in the game.
First face-off of the game, aside from the opening draw, is one back to the defenseman as he elects to send it around for Abdul Kanov. As the Rangers try to get anything going here early in this game. But that is taken away by the Reps, trying to get a breakout as they elect to carry it in over the blue line. A centering pass, and that cannot find the sticks of James Guinea as they take it deep around the net. That's Dawson O'Connor chasing the puck in front of the net, and a bit of a fire drill in front of the net, some pushing and shoving after the whistle, but a great job by Avery Grallman covering that puck, getting his body on top and stopping play for an offensive zone faceoff.
And that's what you love to see if you're the Reps. Not only did they force a chance in front, a couple nice opportunities there from O'Connor, but just forcing it onto net and crashing it, going for those puck jams, trying to get that loose puck, trying to get the rebound. That's what you like to see, some aggressiveness in the offense early on in the game.
And that's Ben Butler for the Reps taking that puck. Oh, but a nice hit along the sideboards as Vandy dumps it to the forward, number 94, Zhang. As Zhang, he takes it around, trying to get something going, but that is taken away by the defenseman. Passing it up for a little breakout for the Reps here. Perhaps a chance along the far side, but that is disrupted by number 18, Shen. As the Rangers, a lot of neutral zone battles here. And that's a shot on goal, but that is a glove stop. Very easy glove save for Avery Grallman. Just a shot with no one really in front of the net, no tip opportunities, and just right to the glove.
And look to see Daba get involved in the offense like that more and more throughout this game. He's one of those D-men that likes to really get involved. He will play off the wing often and really get involved in the offense on the blue line.
Yeah, and that was Daba actually lining up on the side there as you see him drift back to the defense position, but he was lined up on the left wing side for a shot opportunity off that faceoff as he tries to do something with the puck there, and that's sent to the far side boards as Hancock chases after that one for the Reps. Rangers, they've set, again, we've only passed about 5 minutes in this game, only 4 minutes into this game, but it seems like the Reps, they're really hemming a lot of pressure in the Rangers in their zone, as perhaps an opportunity here, and that centering pass does not get through and is taken along the boards. Passed back up to Daba. Daba with another shot, and that is sent wide. Perhaps Grauman got a little piece of that one. The Rangers having a tough time getting it out of their zone, and that's sent right back behind the net. Centering pass, that doesn't get through either. The Rangers, they elect to just dump it the rest of the ice, and that will be an icing call, an easy icing call. That's a tough break for the Rangers. Sent that one a little bit too hard down the length of the ice, and this tired group is still out there.
Yeah, and for the Reps, bringing on the new line will certainly help. Daddario and Pal coming on. We saw those two connect for a couple opportunities in the Junior Canadians game. Of course, Pal had that breakaway opportunity. He couldn't quite put that one home, but it was good to see them get comfortable with each other on the line, get really gelled, and generate a couple offensive chances.
That's exactly right, Sammy. A dangerous line when they're clicking indeed. And you can say that about a lot of lines in the GTHL, but this one specifically when you have guys like Joshua Daddario centering your line. As that's taken into the corner, and the Rangers are eventually able to get it out, but only for a moment, as that is sent deep within the zone by Keegan McMahon. As the Reps chase after it yet again. Rangers trying to get anything brewing, just under 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes into this first period. And that's a shot on, and that's a pad save turned behind the back of the net. As the Reps going for a little breakout here. Pass is misconnected, perhaps got a stick of the Rangers defenseman, and that's behind the net. But only for a moment the Rangers have possession as the Reps chase after it and have it behind the net. Centering pass isn't able to get through as that's sent up to the point. And the Rangers able to break it out of their zone. Perhaps a dump and chase technique. Yes, it is indeed. And that's picked right back up as the Rangers elect for a line change. We see this a lot in the GTHL with these first few games here. A lot of line changes that disrupt offensive momentum because of just how much defensive zone time the other team's able to generate. And that was a shot by Shen, but that was a nice blocker save from DeFonso. As the Rangers trying to get any type of offensive momentum, but that's picked up by Guinea. He tries to center a pass. A nice little shot on, and that does not get all the way through. That was a shot from Callum Mason. That didn't get all the way through. And that's taken behind the net. It looks like a lot of the Reps' game plan here early in this one is to pepper and put a lot of pressure behind the back of the Rangers' net to try and get these centering passes. As that is a dangerous little flick shot there by Ben Butler. That was a little bit dangerous. Way to be on your toes, Avery Grauman, with the easy glove stop there. That would have been a pretty funny way to land the first goal of the year for the Rangers.
But like they say, pucks on net, anything can happen. I like Butler just putting that on net. They went for a little change, the Reps did, and just getting the offensive opportunities by putting the puck in the zone is always smart.
And here's a rush chance perhaps for the Reps. That's O'Connor taking it in, and that's a great spreading save by Grauman. Nice little way to protect the puck there. Forehand, backhand, tries to tuck it in, but a great stop by Wallman. As now a 3-on-2 perhaps here for the Rangers in transition, but that pass is unable to connect with the cutting centerman there as the Reps take it back the other way, and that's picked up by the Rangers and passed along the sideboards to Lucas Russo, but that's turned over. Hancock now has it. Centering pass, not able to get to anyone's stick there. As the Reps, they're applying a lot of pressure now. We're seeing this game pick up the pace a little bit just over 7 minutes into this one. Hancock, he chases the puck around into the corner there. But 4 Rangers defensemen there, and they are still unable to get the puck. This Reps team looking a little bit more lifeful, as if you could say, compared to their effort against the Junior Canadians in their first game of the year. All over this Rangers team early in this one.
Yeah, the thing you notice immediately is their forecheck. They're just getting every forward on a loose puck. As soon as it gets into the Ranger zone, they have someone on it, like White on Rice. And it's just been very advantageous in controlling the possession of this game.
And you see there, Daba and his defensive partner open the entire time, but the Reps electing to just pressure behind the back of the net, hoping a centering pass will open up eventually. as you see a lot of these puck battles. Again, maybe relying a bit more on their physicality and forecheck rather than their speed and skilled passing, as that will be covered. No, it will not be covered. A little bit of a fire drill in front, but that is turned away from Grolman and the defenseman there to clear the front of the net. Rangers having a lot of trouble controlling any type of momentum here, as that's Isiev taking the puck up the wing. He tries to get around, excuse us for the poor camera work here, from the robot at Scotiabank Pond, and that's a shot on, and that is unable to get through Defonso. A couple nice saves for Defonso in this one, and that shot, hits a post rebound, unable to get through, and it looks like perhaps the net has come off its marks, maybe even a penalty perhaps. Sammy, did you see anything there?
I didn't see anything. Obviously, we see the refs going to fix the nets and the pegs there. Famously, these nets at Scotiabank Pond are just never in their pegs. I'm telling you, we've done hundreds of broadcasts. We've watched hundreds of games in this arena, and it always seems to be back at Scotiabank Pond. Maybe it's just the soldering of the ice is just not quite deep enough. But
gotta get you out there.
I know. I was always really good at putting them in, but after they came out, that's someone else's job. But I will say that is a good break for Luke Defonso to kind of get himself back in and settled, because the Rangers, they had their first real opportunities there.
That's Alex Morgan electing to dump it away. Perhaps the Reps getting away with an interference call, as there was a little bit of a late hit on that far side boards there, as a bit of a neutral zone puck battle an offensive zone puck battle ensues for the Reps, and that's number 66 Michael Powell dumping it into the Rangers zone. But right back are the Rangers now, taken away by Alex Morgan. But that's turned over right at the hash marks. Perhaps an opportunity here off of a turnover, and that centering pass is not able to connect. And that's Manzera dumping it deep for the Rangers, but the Reps turn right back. That's Powell. Powell, he takes a win. Nice little poke check from Manzera, but centering pass, unable to get through to anybody. Unable to find a stick. A slap shot from the point from Morgan. That goes wide. Again, it looks like a lot of these centering pass attempts by the Reps aren't really getting through, but, I think if you're the Reps, you're just thinking, if we keep doing it, one of them's going to get through and find a stick for an easy tap and goal.
A matter of time, it really seems like, for the Reps here.
And that's the Rangers trying to break out of their zone, but that is intercepted. Centering pass, and unable. Good job by Grolman, and that's a shot from the point. Rebound. Oh, man, this is a bit of a fire drill for the Reps. Another centering pass shot, unable to get past Grolman, and that's Morgan taking it up, sending it deep into the corner. Cutting D-man, he tries to get there. That's Carter Barrett trying to join the rush there, as it looks like perhaps a penalty coming to the Rangers.
Yeah, it seemed like a matter of time for either a goal or a power play for the Reps, because having that much pressure for that long, the Rangers just tired legs. And I mean, if you are Abdul Kanov there, after a while, it's just you're tired, you're trying to get the puck out, you're trying to finish your shift, and it's just something that happens. And now a great opportunity here for the Reps to get their second game of the season started off with a bang.
And we saw in that Canadiens game, the Reps had a very difficult time generating any type of offensive momentum on the power play. Now taking on perhaps a weaker North York Rangers team, trying to get some momentum on their special teams unit. As that is shoved in, that will be a goal. Number 88, Callum Mason, putting it home. A centering pass from behind the net, and he is able to pot one past Grolman for an early 1-0 lead for the Reps.
And what I like about that goal from the Petawawa, Ontario native is they didn't have to be pretty. He saw that he had an opportunity to jam that one in behind the net, just get that little half wrap around and dig it through. And those are the goals that win you games. It doesn't always have to be flashy. It doesn't always have to be pretty, but it still counts for one. Great job from Mason to get this scoring started, and great job from the Reps to take advantage of that first power play right away.
You're really seeing the Reps' identity come out a little bit in this one. Again, we were talking a little bit about it. The Junior Canadiens, although the Reps put up a very strong effort, that's a defensive zone turnover for the Rangers, maybe leading to a dangerous chance here for the Reps. As you see, they are continuing to apply pressure on the forecheck, and perhaps a spinorama centering pass. Oh, that would have been beautiful if it worked out, but unfortunately a shot is not able to be gotten off by the defenseman, number 79, Daniel Dennis. As the Reps again along the sideboards with possession. Seems like the story of this game is just offensive zone time and offensive possession time for the Reps as they're just trying to tire out this Rangers team.
They are, and they've done a good job of that so far, getting guys on loose pucks. Worth letting you know, no one in the box still. Scorekeeper hasn't removed that one. That is still the penalty that Abdulkanov he received. But obviously, as you can see, we're 5-on-5. So pay no matter to the scoreboard right now.
Good call, Sammy. I was a little bit confused myself even there.
Hey, I'm just here to help.
And that's Zavetsky taking up along the side. Perhaps a shot opportunity in close, and that's sent wide. A good chance for the Rangers here. Perhaps the best chance of the game so far with the shot in tight by Zavetsky. As a battle along the back of the net is taken by the Reps as they try to break out of their own zone after the best chance of the game so far for the Rangers, and that's kept in by the blue line by Abdulkanov. A shot on! Unable to get the rebound there is the forward. Good job from DeFonso turning that rebound to behind the net. As it's a foot race here, as is Abdulkanov taking the puck deep in his own zone, trying to get a breakout, maybe a stretch pass to one of his forwards who have just gone off for a change. But that's the Reps getting and taking advantage of a defensive turnover here behind the back of the Rangers net, and that's sent up along the side wall. The Rangers, they were able to clear the puck, but it was sent right to Noah Daba of the Reps as they turn over yet another neutral zone turnover for the Rangers. As the Reps, they get the puck. That's Hancock making a move, but a nice hit from Cochran there as the Rangers try to get this puck out of the zone, but that is sent right to the Reps, and that's a shot on. That is sent wide. Maybe would have beaten Grallman. As a sigh of, oh my gosh, what a pass. Manzera on a breakaway. Nice shot, and that is a goal from Manzera. What a pass from Isayev to get Manzera on that breakaway, and it is a 1-1 game.
Shades of Johnny T with that pass from Isayev there. The one-hand flick over to Manzera. And what a beautiful response here from the Rangers, Just over 2 minutes after they took that penalty and let in that first goal, they respond with a breakaway. And gosh, what a pass. I can't get over how beautiful that was.
That was quite a pass. A little one-handed along the boards, flip out to the rushing D-man. What a fantastic goal for the North York Rangers. First goal of the year for the team, and we are tied at 1 with 2 minutes left in this first period, as that will be an icing call that's coming all the way down to the Rep zone here. What a response from the Rangers, Sammy.
Absolutely, and I think if you're both team now, you just treat the game as 0-0. You both let in the goal that you didn't want to. You both have had some shining moments in this game. It did seem like the Reps had control of the pace of play, of puck possession, but now we're back to square one. That's super exciting.
Very exciting indeed, Sammy. And now, with just a couple minutes left in this opening frame, what do you think the mindset is of both of these teams? One, first game of the year for the Rangers, and the Reps. Been here before, been in a tie game before with a bit left in the first period, ultimately losing that game to the Junior Canadians. What do you think the mindset is of both of these teams?
Well, I think for the Reps, if I'm them, I'm not too shaken by the goal that they were scored on. It really has been a lot of them controlling the puck inside the zone of the Rangers. If I'm them, I'm really just trying to keep doing that, keep pushing after the loose pucks in the offensive zones. And then if I'm the Rangers, maybe try to replicate what the Reps are doing. You're seeing they're being very aggressive on the forecheck, but in doing so, try to counter off that. Their goal came because the Reps had a lot of guys deep going for those loose pucks. Their goal came by streaming a forward ahead of the play, a little bit behind the defenseman. So try to take advantage of each team's game plan and put your own little spin on it. And I think that next goal is going to be very, very important.
I would wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment right there, as that will be the Rangers to dump the puck into the zone. That was Shen trying to carry the puck in, but he gives it right back to the Reps as his team was changing there. But the Rangers, they are able to take possession in the offensive zone, perhaps one of the only times that they've been able to sustain some offensive pressure, and that's sent right back in. A nice little dump there from Vanny. As the Reps, they try to take it up. That will be Dylan Hancock as he tries to get a shot on, but that is blocked by the defenseman there. As a puck battle ensues deep into the corner. That was Dawson O'Connor with the shot attempt there. Another elongated puck battle, but that is won by the Rangers, who try to flick it out of their zone. Will that be enough for an icing call? No, says the linesman, as it looks like they're just going to run this period out with just 5 seconds left to go in this period. That will be the end of the first period. A 1-1 tie here going into the second period. New game, essentially a 0-0 game with 2 periods left for both of these teams.
Yeah, extremely well put, Simon. And I think if you're the Raiders, you have to be happy with how you responded. You know, it seemed like the Reps, it was only a matter of time before they got that first one, and they could have ran away with it. You know, they could have kept pushing along. They could have kept controlling the puck possession. But the Rangers, they capitalized on their one big opportunity, and it was very quickly 1-1. And now this game will shift quite a bit. I think the Rangers now, they're going to try to find a way to get the pucks out a little bit earlier, or perhaps drop their forwards a little bit closer in the zone to ease the defenseman making that first pass and just sharpening up their gameplay. Again, it's their first game of the season. It takes a while to adjust, so very important for them that they simply just get used to what the Reps are showing them.
That's exactly right, Sammy. And hey, just switching gears here for a little bit. Is there something you want to say to a special someone out there? Like, if your mom's listening to this, or if your girlfriend's listening to this, or maybe even your brother. Is there something you want them to know?
No, because my focus is solely on the game itself and how talented these GTHL AAA U16 players are. And what I'd like to say is, hey, if a scout is watching this, keep your eye on these players, because this has been a fantastic game so far. And you know what, Simon? I'm going to say I think this one's going to be down to the end. It really feels like it's going to go back and forth.
You know what? You might be exactly right. However, I will give a little shout-out. It's my mom's birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. And that will be Dylan Hancock.
My shout-out is also to Simon's mom.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, way to walk that one back. I thought your sole focus was on the game, Sammy. What happened?
Well, my sole focus is on the game unless it involves Simon's mom.
Oh, man. That will be the Rangers trying to get some offensive momentum here early in this period, and that's Isayev. He tries to take it in along the far side, trying to get a centering pass, but he elects to take it back around the net. And that's Manzera, the lone goal scorer for the Rangers in this one, as they dump it back behind the net for the centerman to take possession. And that is just nice little cycle play, but that's taken by the Reps trying to get a nice little breakout here. And that's disrupted by Zvetsky as he tries to get the puck into a better area of the ice, but that's given right back to the Reps as they start a breakout in their own zone. That's Jack Larkin who dumped it deep in the zone. And the Reps, they have possession around the hash marks. A centering pass for Alex Morgan. He's not able to get anything going there as the Rangers turn back a little 2-on-2 action here as they try to break into the zone. Centering pass, unable to get the shot off there as the Reps. And yet another puck battle along the boards. You're seeing a lot of that in this game due to both team strategy of aggressive forechecking. And that puck will come right up to Stefan Russo. A shot on. That looked like it was going wide. It's sent right back up to Russo, and he tries to keep it in. And that will be a Murray. He tries to get a shot off. Puck ends up right back on his stick. Nice little stick handling, trying to keep it in. And that's Laptev who does keep it in and sends it deep into the zone. Starting pass, that doesn't get through. As the Reps, maybe a chance on here, a 2-on-1 brewing perhaps, as they take it along the far side. Shot on, that's sent wide. Up to the point, unable to corral it was number 20, Carter Barrett, but they're able to get it back. That's a shot. Maybe a rebound there, but a good job from Avery Grolman to cover up that rebound shot. A bit of a dangerous opportunity there, and maybe a little lapse of focus for the Rangers allowing a rebound like that.
And Barrett, although he's unable to retain possession himself on that play, he knocked the puck down to avoid the ensuing break from the Rangers. Good job using that hand-eye to control the puck, get it back into the zone, forcing an opportunity for the Reps.
That's Lucas Russo playing the puck around the side wall, but that will be the Reps picking it up at the blue line and sending it back behind the net. That's Ford trying to find anyone at the point. You saw Dawson O'Connor trying to go in, but unable to get the pass to him, as it will be O'Connor with possession at the top. Shot on, unable to get through. That's sent to the corner. And that's Guinea trying to get something going here for his team. He cycles it back down low. Takes it up, passes it over the cross. Shot not able to find through. And that's Guinea again taking it back around the net, trying to find anyone. Cross ice feed. Shot on. That's not able to get through either. Looked like a nice little save or maybe hit a defenseman, turning it back around the net. A little offensive momentum here for the Reps, much like the first period, trying to get it deep in the offensive zone for the Reps. As the Rangers, they are able to take it, but it is intercepted by the Reps players. They're trying to keep it in. Maybe a little give and go here. Excuse us for the technical difficulties here. Not too sure exactly what's going on right now. Sammy, what do you see out there?
I see a frame that's frozen right now, Simon, but while we're here, let's just chat about how solid the Reps have been in the offensive zone. You know, it's almost as if they've freezed the Rangers in their own zone, unable to get the puck out.
And that was a pass that hit the stick of a Rangers defenseman as they elect to change maybe a bad time as a shot on. That's sent wide as well. Like you were saying, Sammy, the Reps applying a ton of pressure here opening this second period. Not the best start for the Rangers. And maybe a penalty call missed by the officials. That maybe could have been a tripping call, maybe an interference, but the referee's allowing them to play on. I like that call, and that's a centering pass that is sent wide. Isayev, he tries to break out with possession, and he sends it right back to his defenseman, and that is cleared out of the Rangers zone. Not enough for an icing, perhaps a much-needed change for some tired Rangers defensemen. As the Reps, they're trying to get something going. Out of their own zone is number 14, Joshua Deason. Deason, he centers the puck, and that shot is wide. A good defensive play to knock the puck loose. Here's maybe a rush chance for Isayev. Isayev with the shot on, maybe hits a blocker or a defenseman. He gets the puck right back. Pass it up to Abdulkanov. Oh, a little turnover there. Perhaps a breakaway for Keegan McMahon. Excuse us for the camera work there, but he is unable to find the back of the net. But it is the Reps maintaining possession deep in the Rangers zone. That's Morgan. Morgan with the shot on, unable to find anyone, a stick, a pad, just kind of stopped dead on the ice before the net as a puck battle ensues deep in the near side corner. And that is sent around to the far side, picked up by Isayev. A long shift for this Rangers team at the moment as he goes off for a much-needed change. The Rangers trying to get any type of offensive momentum, but another offensive zone turnover leading to a rush chance for the Reps. Morgan, he tries to get one on net, but it looks like that will be tipped out of play perhaps, and it will be an offensive zone faceoff for the Reps.
And the Rangers, they've got to do a better job at controlling the puck in the offensive zone. You know, we've often said on these broadcasts that the best defense can be a good offense, and that's what the Reps have been doing. They've just kept the puck down low in the zone of the Rangers, often behind the net of Avery Grallman. Sometimes that's what you got to do to control puck possession. We've seen guys like Dylan Hancock and James Guinea just control the puck and wait for option. Be patient, keep possession, and allow yourself for more golden offensive opportunities.
And that's Dylan Dennis, unable to get the puck, and a nice little hit on Zhang. Maybe an interference call missed from the referees. They've been letting them play a little bit here, the referees. Do you like that kind of notion that, you know, they're just letting them play as their first, second games of the year?
Yeah, and I mean, that wasn't too bad, too egregious. It was a little bit later, but really just finishing the check, and I think that's what you like to see in this league, as often a lot of guys, they're not big yet, but using your body, you know. I've heard, Simon has probably heard it a lot, that it doesn't matter about the size, it's how you use it, and I think that's really important for smaller guys to use their body to control puck possession.
We're just going to skip right past, and that's a shot on, and that's sent wide, maybe hitting a body in front. Sammy, I can't disagree with you on that one, although I don't use that line. I've heard it many times before.
Many times.
Yeah, and that's a fire drill in front of the Rangers net. Another fire drill. I think that's 3 or 4 times we've seen just a pile up right in front of the goal of Avery Grallman. Way to be by him to cover that one up and put the fire out before anything too bad happens.
And halfway through this period, I mean, it has flown by. Really, it has been all Reps after that initial stint of offensive rushes from the North York Rangers. But good job from the Reps to kind of get themselves back into the driver's seat. And once again, it feels like a matter of time.
It feels like a matter of time indeed, as that is Dylan Hancock, as he tries to dump the puck deep into the zone, but that's picked up by the Rangers. Nice little move to get past the forward there. And that's O'Connor trying to get the puck out of his zone. Hancock, he picks it up, turning the other way as it gives it to his winger. Taking it in the zone. No offside call from the official, and that's swallowed up by Grolman. A nice little far side shot that hits him right in the logo.
And wow, the Reps, they've really controlled possession, like I've been saying over and over again. I feel like a broken record, but I really am enjoying their forecheck. I think that's so important in this league and so important in hockey overall, just putting a strong forecheck in. Really, it comes down to simple play, Simon. It's just about trying to be the first to the puck because, as history will show you, the team that has the puck most of the game will win it. So why not try to go guns a-blazing in there like they have been all throughout this first and second?
That is some incredible analysis, Sammy. Where did you come up with that one?
You know what? I learned that one on NHL 14, the greatest NHL video game of all time.
I don't think there's any denying that. It's kind of interesting. A lot of these U16 guys and people getting into hockey, we say NHL 14, they look at you being like, well, my first game was NHL 18.
Yeah, they would have been, most of them, only about, 3-4 years old?
Yeah.
Not even 6 or 7 years old to play that game for the first time ever. As, that was probably the game that really got me into playing video games.
Oh, 100% me too. As that's the Reps. They try to get something going here in the offensive zone here. That's Morgan with it along the far side there as he elects to dump it to his defensive partner, Dawson O'Connor. But that's turned over by O'Connor and sent up for Asayev. Asayev, he holds it, tries to send it across. That shot hits the side of the net, unable to find the back of the net, although it did hit some mesh.
Another great pass there from Asayev. He's really been good at making opportunities for his teammates in this game.
That's dumped deep into the Reps zone, and it will be the Reps defenseman getting to the puck first. As the Reps, they try to break into the Rangers zone yet again, electing to carry it deep into the zone. You see that their strategy here offensively, not only are they trying to get the puck as deep as they can, but they're trying to do that without the dump and chase technique, electing to carry the puck into the zone a lot more than dumping it. Sammy, do you think that plays into their aggressive play style, or is that just, a strategy that they're trying to implement early in the season?
I think if you're the Reps, you respond to what's given to you, and if the dump and chase is available, that's great, but you'd always rather carry it in and avoid having to use that extra effort in order to keep puck possession.
That's a nice stretch pass, as it is the Rangers with possession in the Rep zone, as yet another puck battle ensues, but that will come right back out to the defenseman at center ice. A little backhand pass there as the Rangers try to break in again, but that is taken by the Reps at the red line. Powell gives it to McMahon. McMahon shot, scores! Beats Grolman, glove side, and it is 2-1 here for the Reps. What a shot from Keegan McMahon.
And a great pass from Powell as well to get that one deep into the zone, draw the defenders on him, and give McMahon the opportunity to unleash a beautiful shot, and that's exactly what he did on that. Like we said, once again, for the Reps, it was just a matter of time. So it's all about how they respond to this goal. If you're the Reps, you want to keep pushing offensively. You can't give the opportunity for the Rangers to get themselves back into this game.
We see those neutral zone turnovers haunting teams early in this season. Like that example, just another one to kind of marvel at. These neutral zone turnovers in this league can be so dangerous, just given how skilled these offensive forwards are. And that's dumped into the Rep zone by the Rangers, but picked up by number 18, Noah Daba. He sends it across the boards, but that's picked up by the Rangers, sends it back below the red line, perhaps trying to wrap it around, but that's cycled. Unfortunately for the Rangers, that's picked up by the Reps as a 4-on-4 is going on here. And that's played by Grolman to the side wall as the Rangers try to break it out of their zone. That's dumped back in deep by the Reps as yet another puck battle ensues behind the net. And that's a centering pass, and that goes wide of the net. Man, what a chance to go up 3-1 here for the Reps with an incredible centering pass there. And the Rangers, they elect to just dump it the length of the ice. Will it be enough for an icing? Not even close, as that puck stops at the hash marks, as the Rangers and Reps will both change here. A rush chance, but that will be called an offside. That was Callum Mason carrying the puck over the line, but a late offside call by the officials will stop play dead in its tracks. A pretty good response from the Reps here at, having a late goal to tie it at 1 late in the first period. Going up 2-1 here with just over 5 minutes played here in the second. 10 minutes here in the second period, as there's just about 4.5 minutes left in this frame. A pretty great response and a great period for the Reps.
Yeah, they did a good job at settling themselves back in after the Rangers scored their goal, and whoops, ice slippery there, and just getting used to the defense of the Rangers and adjusting their game plan based on how they responded to the dump and chases that we saw earlier.
A great forecheck from the Rangers sends that puck deep back within the Reps zone. A little tangle up there from a couple Rangers players, as it looks like the Reps trying to break out of their zone and get right back in. Carrying across the blue line is O'Connor. He tries to pot one back, but it is saved by Grallman. A good chance. You see a lot of teams these days, their defensemen not afraid to jump in on the rush. Dawson O'Connor, one of those guys who's, like I said, not afraid to go in, create opportunities not only for himself but for his teammates as well.
Absolutely, and when you see that lane where you can take it wide and drive the net, why not take it, right? He was just a couple inches away from putting that one behind Grallman. And I like to see that level of offensive aggressiveness from the defense because, like we keep on saying, as hockey progresses, we're seeing in the major leagues, in the pros, the defenseman acts as a fourth option on the forward. It's not just 3 forwards and 2 stay at home anymore. We got a lot of defensemen who can really get involved in the offense.
Both top lines out there for either team, as that puck is driven deep within the Rangers zone behind the red line, but it's taken right back out, perhaps a bit too hard on the dump and sending it right into the Rep zone. But they do have possession, although only for a moment, trying to find a centering pass, but there's no one there as it comes back up to Russo. Russo, he stops with it, tries to shove one on net. That hits a body in front and is cleared by the defenseman. And that's the Reps taking up the boards. But the Rangers do recollect possession as they try to break out of their zone. Reps pressuring, but a nice stretch pass gets it to the defensive partner along the far side, and that's Russo chasing the puck deep within the zone. Russo, he's entangled in the puck battle, and it's taken up by the Reps. A nice little move there from Morgan, and it's taken away by his partner. 2-on-1 here, centering pass, can't get through. Good defensive play from the Rangers, not allowing that puck to hit the stick of Alex Morgan. As the Rangers, they clear it out of their zone, trying to get possession along the far side boards, but it looks like it will be the Reps taking the puck right back, but they give it right back to the Rangers at their own blue line. Russo, he dumps it right back into the zone as the defenseman will change for the Rangers and forwards will change for the Reps. The Reps trying to break out. A nice little centering pass on center ice. Nice little skating move, backhand. Good stop by Grallman. A great backhand move from Dawson O'Connor. As the Rangers, they get the puck right back. A 1-on-3 going on here for the Rangers. That shot sent wide. Another shot from the point. Leaks out to Cochran. Shot. Scores. Matthew Cochran ties it up late in the second period as it is 2-2 for both of them.
Oh, Simon, I can't say I've ever heard it phrased that way, but it is 2-2 for both of them here. Great shot there from Matthew Cochran to tie it up at 2. But what I like about that play was the shot from Lucas Russo. He wasn't looking for the goal there. You could tell he was looking for the rebound, just wanted to put it on net. It streamed out to Cochran, and Cochran made no mistake. That's why it's so important that those shots from the point are on the net, or at least very close. You got to give your forwards opportunities to pick up a deflection or a rebound, and that is exactly what he did there.
And some great patience from Cochran, not shooting it right away, allowing DeFonso to get out of position, maybe overreact to the puck being right in front of the net. Some great patience, and Potts back home. And he's rewarded with another shift. He's back out there for the Rangers. And it's the Reps controlling possession, a good response, looking for a good response here in the late stages of the second period after allowing the 2-2 goal. and that's dumped around the far side. It looks like a puck battle on this near side boards here. Who will pick this one up? And it will be the Reps. However, they are forced to get it out of the zone and dump it right back in. Oh, a little dangerous play there. A little weird bounce off the boards. Put the puck right in front of Grallman. A dangerous opportunity for the Reps, but it remains a tie game. The Rangers needing to get the puck out of the zone here late in the second period, perhaps just trying to survive with less than a minute to go in the frame. That's almost turned over at their blue line, but it will be Russo. And that is an offside call. Forwards jumping the gun a little bit on the rush. Looked like a 3-on-2 coming up for the Rangers, but that will be blown offside with just about 40 seconds to go here in the second period.
And I got to tell you, Simon, this league is so unpredictable because if you watched these shifts individually, you'd say, wow, it's been the Reps all game long. They should be leading big in this game. But you got to give credit to the Rangers, and you got to give credit to Avery Grallman for keeping this one at 2, as looks like a penalty is coming up here. But they've really been all over the Rangers, but the Rangers still coming out of this period likely tied or even just down 1, barring a miracle here from the Reps.
And it looks like it will be a penalty assessed towards the Rangers, and that's a good chance, but touched up by the Rangers late in the second period here. Perhaps a tripping call assessed towards the Rangers late here, but that will do it for the second period. The Reps going on the power play to start the third period. How much of an effect will that have, barring a goal within the next 16 seconds?
I mean, it would be huge for the Reps to end this period up 3-2 rather than being tied. But for the Reps, I mean, you almost are fortunate in this situation. You'll still get most of your power play if you don't get the lead goal here.
Ben Butler, he's out there quarterbacking this power play for the Reps to end this period, as the Reps, they're unable to maintain possession, and that's dumped deep into their own zone, and that will do it here for the second period. Worth noting, that is the second penalty of the game assessed to number 3, Abdul Kanoff of the Rangers. Not the best way to start the year for that young man.
And, yeah, I mean, that's tough to have your first game of the season, 2 penalties, but you can always turn it around in the third, and I think if you're the Rangers right now, you've got to find a way to stop the forecheck from the Reps.
And how do they do that? Is it just a matter of passing? Is it a matter of speed? There is a lengthy intermission between second and third periods, perhaps a much-needed rest. I know that's your favorite word I say, Sammy.
Yeah, no, I don't like the lengthy intermission. It's like 15 minutes. But I do think that there is some importance to having a conversation from the coaches. What you have to do is really win those puck battles. They haven't won a puck battle yet. It's just like they've been staring down the barrel of a cannon. And I think that if you're the Reps, you got to keep that up. But if you're the Rangers, like we've been talking about, you've got to win those puck battles. It all comes down to that. You have to win those 50-50 puck battles. And they haven't really done that so far. It's been the big reason why they've been hemmed in their zone so many times. And now for the Reps, they have 1:44 with a power play here in the third. That gives them a good opportunity to get themselves back into that mindset, get themselves back into the driver's seat. I'd have to be sitting in the passenger seat after that one. And I think it is important for the Rangers to just not allow them to do so.
Yeah, I was never really a player of the caliber that I was playing games where you had like lengthy intermissions. I was more of the house league, kind of scuttle around the bench for a minute or so.
You could have stopped it. I was never really a player who was playing, Simon.
Well, no. I played my fair share. I played for my high school team where we did have intermissions in between periods, but
must have been a tough high school varsity
program. We had one guy who I think actually went to go play in the queue for the St. John's Ice Dogs, I think they're called. His name is Joe something. Joe, if you're listening, know that you were a fantastic player. But I was off almost always only for penalty killing or if we were down a lot late in games, which we actually found ourselves quite often in that situation. It was a great team, though. I had a lot of fun. We went to Buffalo one year.
Really shocks me that a team that had Simon Hendricks on the helm would be down so many goals
I wouldn't say I was leading the helm. And that is Guinea, who tries to break into the zone. Shot from the hash marks. That goes wide. A good chance for Guinea. but the Reps, they do maintain possession deep within the Rangers zone, sends it up top for Morgan. Morgan sends it across to Barrett. Barrett along the side wall. That's back over to Morgan. He tries to send it on net, and that is a goal. I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe a centering pass from behind the back of the net, but that's potted in by the Reps as they take an early 3-2 lead in this third period. A great power play goal for them to get their team back on track.
And that was a beautiful effort. Good job from them to control the puck and really make sure that they kept possession and waited for the golden opportunity to strike, and that's exactly what they did, starting the period exactly how they wanted.
That's exactly right, Sammy. A great start for the Reps here early in the third. Don't be fooled, folks. We are back to 5-on-5 no matter what the scoreboard said. Not too sure what the timekeeper is doing. Looks like the referee, they're trying to get this scoreboard worked out. But it is 3-2 with 13:51 in the third period, back to 5-on-5. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, Sammy, I was never on a fantastic team, but I was the guy in control of the music. I remember there was one time I played Freebird in the locker room, and we all went crazy. So I had my part
You were the glue guy of the team, and that's fine. You know, not everyone can be the superstar, the Connor McDavid, the Nathan McKinnon, the Sammy Brzezowski, and it just everyone needs to play their role, and I think that's very important. Just like on this team, everyone has played their role so far from the Reps. The defense have stepped up a couple times. They've got involved in the offense. The forwards have been clinical with their shot opportunities, but even the Rangers, they've taken advantage of their moments. There's been two really golden opportunities for the Rangers, and they've played very well, and they've executed.
Now, sorry to cut you off there, Sammy, but since Sammy is an absolute expert of the game here, apparently, what do you think is going on with the little huddle there between the Rangers and the Reps? Like, what do you think they're talking about?
I got to tell you, I'm not too sure, Simon. I think if you're the Reps, you might be concerned that maybe this goal could be coming back the way the two officials there have just gone over to the Reps bench. Generally, if you're a referee, you're going to the bench that you're delivering the bad news to. So I'm not sure what they're discussing here. Like I said, we don't have the audio, so maybe they're just trying to figure out what's going on here. And only one official leading the charge, that head official going over, and the linesman helping out. So interesting to see what the execution is here.
Well, it does look like there are only never mind. I only saw 4 skaters on the ice, but one guy was just hiding behind the back of another's, but it does look like it will be 5-on-5, so I'm not too sure what exactly this could be from. There was a big fire drill in front of the net, so maybe a goaltender interference could be taking back the goal here, but I'm not too sure.
And I see some discussion here from the coaches and from the Reps. We saw some angry players, and now the Rangers kind of skating back into their own zone. Really unsure of what's going on here, and
Is someone getting tossed out of the game?
I'm not sure what's going on here. It's really a long discussion. We're going to see if there's another penalty drawn here, and really quite confusing. And now that we have time to discuss it, Simon counted 5 when there was 4. Pardon me, when he counted 4 when there was 5.
Well,
so
the guy popped around the back.
So
of
hockey
player.
and arithmetic, just not Simon's strong suit. That's why we're up here in the booth.
He was camouflaged. They look the same.
Yeah, I know, wearing white and blue and red like the other guys.
It looks like perhaps a penalty for the Reps here, as I only see 4 skaters this time.
And it looks like Dylan Hancock was heading into his own zone where the bench is. Does that mean that Dylan Hancock has been kicked out of this game?
I'm not too sure why. He was on the ice for that power play goal. Maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct. Maybe something was said after the goal. That is a big loss for them for the rest of this game if their number 1 center is going away. And that looks like a Rangers player heading to the penalty box, perhaps a 4-on-4 here. Maybe
I think the goal's coming back. I think Abdul Kanov is headed back to the bench, and it's not going to be a goal.
Well, Dylan Hancock is on the ice there. We do sincerely apologize for some disorganization. We do not have the audio, so it is just our best guesses to go based off numbers and kind of hand motions and everything. But you're right. It does look like this goal will be coming back, and even an offensive zone faceoff for the Rangers. 4-on-4 action here. Perhaps a penalty assessed towards the Reps prior to the goal.
Yeah, like we've been saying, we don't have the best angles here. We're going to have to see who's in the box here for the reps, but just a really confusing time, to be honest with you, Simon. It seems like we didn't really know what we were talking about, but it seemed like the refs didn't know what was going on either. A lengthy discussion, now 4-on-4, and it was Guinea that was assessed the minor penalty.
So it looks like the goal is taken back. My best guess is that a penalty was assessed to Guinea prior to the goal going in, and obviously the refs touched the puck in order for the puck to go in the net. That's usually how it works. So a penalty called before the puck was in the back of the net, 4-on-4, still 2-2 here early in the third period. But it will very quickly be a power play for the Rangers, as right about now it will be 5-on-4. A power play for about a minute and a half for the Rangers here. Let's see if they can take advantage of a pretty lucky break for their team. And it will be the reps trying to get it deep, but that's picked up at the red line and sent deep within the rep zone. But that might be a delayed offside call, as I don't think all the players cleared the zone before the puck did. And they are going to just be chasing this puck yet again, as that's cleared all the way down. Already a minute off of the power play, and that's Grallman. He tries to get it away from the attacking reps player, and that's sent along the far side of the boards. We again apologize for the shifty camera work. We don't really see what exactly is going on behind the play, but it looks like the Rangers are trying to break in to the rep zone on the power play here. Electing to carry it through are the Rangers. That's Russo. Russo sends over to the far side boards. Behind the net now, and that's back up to the winger on the far side. Russo gets the puck back. He sends it over to Isaev. Isaev, he passed it along the far side, cross ice. Russo, he's up top, swinging around the horn. A bit ineffectively are the Rangers here, needing to get a shot with just a few seconds left of this power play. Isaev, he drops it back towards the defender. Nice little move there to get away. That's Vani. He passes it up to Isaev. Isaev back to Vani. Vani, he takes a shot on, but that's actually a pass, around the back of the net, and it is now full strength. And that's Daddario coming off for the penalty taker, but still the Rangers controlling the puck deep in the rep zone, only if it is for a moment, but it's along the side boards. Russo, he gets the puck up top. Shot on, that's unable to get through the defenders. Taken along the far side boards there, but the reps, they pick it up, trying to get it out of their zone and go off for a change. The Rangers, they're able to pick it up at the red line. That's Russo with the nice stick play to keep the puck from going deep within their zone. But that is only for a moment, though, as the reps, they take it in. Around the back of the net is Daddario. He gives it to McMahon. McMahon, nice little move. That puck gets towards his defender down low. Centering pass, McMahon, shot, scores! That one's going to count, folks, as it is Keegan McMahon with the second goal of the game to put his team up 3-2. That's got to feel pretty good if you're the reps. A goal that was taken back from you, assessed a penalty, a really good penalty kill for your team, and you're rewarded with the goal basically right away.
I mean, and part of you, if you're a reps player, wants to give them the good old Austin Matthews, good goal sign, but great response. Great play also. McMahon started that whole play and got the reward of it. He brought it in, nice little move, got it to the D-man. They dropped it down low, and McMahon just kind of slinked in to that slot spot. Took his time, just like we saw earlier with Cochran, and picked his spot and fired it. And great job from the reps to not only control the pace of play, but to finally get back on top again.
He did slink in, and oh, what a hit there. Oh, my goodness. A big body hit there at the blue line. That's not going to feel good if you're Abdulkanov. Man, that was a pretty awesome hit. I'm not going to lie. I think that was Joshua Jodine with the hit laying the body at the blue line.
I mean, he's a big guy. Right?
He is a big guy. He is big. And it will be an offensive zone faceoff for the Rangers. If you're the Rangers, it is imperative you get the next goal. It seems like, I mean, we're winding down with just under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. It seems like if the reps score again, given their forecheck and their pressure they've applied to all game, it looks like if they score another one, it might be game over, as that shot is wide from Alex Morgan, almost going up 4-2 there.
Yeah, it is very important how the Rangers respond here. You know, they were on the PK. They got a lot of time to delegate. They had that 4-on-4, and then the ensuing 5-on-4 didn't really do too much with it. And now they've got to find another opportunity. They got to create an opportunity because, like I said, their finishing has been great, but they just haven't had that many golden opportunities in the offensive end.
And really quickly, I just want to take a moment. That hit from Joe Dean, what a hit that was. You don't really see too many open ice collisions like that in U16 action, as that shot is sent in front of Grallman, way to keep it out of the back of the net from him. And that puck is sent deep by Barrett, unable to find anyone in front of the net as the Reps maintain possession within the Rangers zone, and that's given away right to the defenseman. Only for a moment, though, as it looks like the Reps do maintain possession, as that's a nice pass but finds the stick of the Rangers. As Asayev, he has some good patience, and he finds his defenseman after getting some pressure applied to him. And he gets the puck back, perhaps a break here. Here's a breakaway. Asayev, he shoots that wide. What a great chance to tie this game for the Rangers, but Asayev is unable to find the back of the net. A great chance for the Rangers, perhaps their best chance of the game that hasn't resulted in a goal. As there is a as there is a corner battle, Asayev on the ice there, and perhaps a penalty now coming up for the Reps. It looks like Asayev was interfered with on the ice, as it will be a penalty coming up for the Reps Hockey Club. A great opportunity for the Rangers, not only on that breakaway from Asayev, but Asayev, the one drawing that penalty to put his team on the power play, with hopes to tie the game at 3.
And what a game it has been from Asayev. It really feels like every time that the Rangers have had an opportunity, it's been thanks to him. He's been the cornerstone of their offense all game long, and it seemed like he really deserved that one. He cut towards the net, beat his man, and had the chance, but great job from Luke DeFonso to make himself big and make that save, but Rangers rewarded with a power play.
Rewarded with a power play, and that's Asayev actually winning the drawback, as that's Russo. Russo has been the quarterback of all of the power plays so far for the Rangers, sticking with this top unit for this power play. And that's Asayev again putting his impact on the game. No penalty call there on the trip. Maybe got away with one there, as Manzera, he tried to clear it in, but Asayev, he elects to take it back to his blue line. A nice little shifty move, some nice patience, not trying to force anything early into this power play. Only 30 seconds have gone by, and it looks like these Reps, their forecheck on this penalty kill has rendered the Rangers' break-in attempts useless, as that shot was sent wide by the winger. The Reps, they're trying to clear it out of the zone. They're unable to do so as Russo keeps it in, but perhaps not, as it will be a penalty assessed to the Rangers. A tripping call, it looks like, assessed towards the Rangers. That is not a penalty you want to take in the offensive zone on the power play with over a minute left in the power play at that. Sammy, what do you think of that penalty?
I mean, it's the right call, first of all. It was absolutely a trip, and just one you can't take on the power play. I know there's an urgency to score, but now you're giving the Reps an opportunity 4-on-4 when their puck possession has been so solid, and throwing away an opportunity.
Throwing away an opportunity indeed, and you know that's got to drive the coach crazy, as that is Pevlis. He takes it into the zone. 4-on-4, more open ice here for some passing and for some speed. Getting your fastest players on the ice is the strategy for both these teams, maybe. And that puck's taken in by Larkin. Shot, scores! Jack Larkin with the 4-on-4 goal to put his team up 4-2. What a shot from Jack Larkin. And if you're Avery Grallman, that's one you would love to get back. A costly penalty for the Rangers, as now they find themselves down 2 with just a little bit of time left to go here in this game.
Yeah, and Simon, you don't want to say it because, you know, anything can happen, but that could be a true nail in the coffin goal. We'll get the timekeeper to adjust the score because it is 4-2 here, not 3-2, but really costly penalty, like you said. 8 minutes left to go. The Reps have been controlling possession, and Jack Larkin, great name, by the way, great hockey name. He does what he does best, and he puts it home, and just a tough opportunity here from the Rangers. When it looked like they had a golden opportunity to tie it up, they are now sitting down 2 goals, and if you're the Reps, you don't really have to force anything towards the net right now. Just control puck possession like you've been doing all game, and you'll go home with your first win of the season.
And due to the 4-on-4, the skater will remain in the penalty box for the Rangers, so not getting out of this one without, they still got a guy in the penalty box, so we're not back to even strength, or 5-on-5, I should say, and not back to having a man advantage, as the 4-on-4 will continue, if only for another few seconds, as the Rangers, they try to break in here. A shot that's sent wide, a good play protecting the puck. Oh, I thought it was going to be a 2-on-0 there, but it was just a defenseman changing lines as the Reps. They have a shot on that, hits Grallman right in the logo. You know, someone could look at that and say, why did he shoot the puck there? But now you're on the power play at this point. You get an offensive zone faceoff. Plus, Grallman was faced with that almost exact shot, and that the shot from Larkin that squeaked in was almost that exact play. So a pretty decent shot opportunity there for the Reps is now they have an offensive zone faceoff. Looking to go up 3 here late in the third.
Absolutely, and another goal here would truly ice this game. So a great opportunity for the Reps to just take a stranglehold over this game and really make it theirs.
We've actually seen a couple shorthanded goals in this GTHL season already. If you're the Rangers, I'm sure you'd love nothing more in this moment. But that's O'Connor. He plays it up to his defenseman, and that's Barrett. Barrett sends it down low. Centering pass, unable to get a stick on it, and that's Hancock with it at the far side hash marks. He elects to shoot it, and that goes wide, but it's picked up by the Reps again. That's Manson with it now. He bumps into Guinea, but maintains possession. Manson finds the stick of O'Connor, but he's unable to get a shot off. And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey as Antonio Lima exits the box and joins the play. And that is Guinea. He sends it over to his winger. A shot from the point, that's unable to get through as it hits a defenseman right in the shin pads, and it is a puck battle deep within the corner. That's Guinea. He has the puck. The Reps trying to keep it in the zone. A good keep there from Barrett. Barrett sends it in low, gets the centering pass, but is tangled up by the defenseman. A great defensive play to not let Barrett get a shot off there. The Reps, they have it deep within their zone. This offensive possession so critical in a 2-goal game late in this third period as Barrett, he takes the puck, tries to find a centering pass, but a whistle is blown. Saman, did you see anything there? Is this a penalty against the Reps?
It will be a penalty going to James Guinea, and now the Rangers, this is another shot for them. You know, they are down 2, but they do have a chance to start getting some momentum on their side. A goal here could go a long, long way and hopefully right that wrong from that earlier power play.
And I was just going to say, they had about 45 seconds on the power play earlier before they took one of their own with the tripping call to Lima. But those 45 seconds, they did maintain and sustain a lot of offensive pressure on the Reps. So, you know, a goal here would be huge for them to bring this game within 1 with just over 5.5 minutes to go in this game. Offensive faceoffs always so crucial, none more than this. And that's taken by the Rangers, one cleanly by the Reps, but perhaps too cleanly as the Rangers get possession, and that clearing attempt hits the body and is taken by the Rangers in their own zone. Luckily didn't have to go too far to get that one. And that's Devsky. He tries to dump it in deep, but it is sent down the length of the ice by Russo. And let it be known that it is a 4-minute double minor for the Reps. Not a penalty you like to take in this one. As Asayev, he starts the rush here for the Rangers, trying to get anything happening here on the power play. What a move! Asayev breaks in, shot, scores! Asayev, what a solo effort to bring this Rangers team to within 1 on the power play. Man, that was needed. What a player and what a play from Asayev.
And Simon, you're going to hate this one, but Maxime with the maximum effort there to carry it in on his lonesome. We've seen him do that all game long, kind of act as the phantom dump and chases. He's just carried it into the zone to start these offensive plays. Like we said earlier, his fingerprints have been all over the offensive efforts for the Rangers, and it's not a surprise that they keep this top unit out in a very close game now.
And worth mentioning, you know, just over 5 minutes left to go because that power play goal came before the 2-minute mark assessed in the double minor. There will be 2 minutes of power play time for the Rangers. And it will be 4-3 again, no matter what that scoreboard says. Not too sure who's in control of the timekeeper's box here, but live and learn just like we're doing here.
It's a tough job.
It's a tough
job. It's an old system. You know, I've been there. It's tough.
It is tough. And that is taken back by the Rangers deep in their own zone, trying to get anything going here as we just have crossed the 5-minute mark in the third period. Up a man on the power play as they try to break in. Carrying it with it now are the Rangers. They dump it deep. Asayev, he tries to get that puck, and that's up to Vanny. Vanny trying to make a move, and he keeps it in, keeps it to himself, and he goes down low with it now. Back to Vanny on the hash sparks. Vanny and Asayev. They swap positions as Vanny takes it to the center of the ice. Shot that goes wide, not able to get a tip from Cochran. Cochran, he takes it now, and that will be a whistle.
And it'll be a penalty for the Rangers again in the offensive zone on the power play. Just such an unfortunate development for them. They've been absolutely dealing in these last couple minutes. And if you're Zavetsky, it's just not one that you wanted to take. They looked like they had control, but knocking a stick out, that is absolutely a slash, and just super, super unfortunate if you are a Ranger player right now.
And we're back to 4-on-4. The Reps have already scored on 4-on-4 in this game. An incredibly unfortunate turn of events here for the Rangers. What we thought was leading towards perhaps a fourth goal and some sustained offensive momentum to end this game is now a 4-on-4 penalty for them. As the Reps, they take it deep. Nice little move there, and he's unable to get a shot off as the Rangers turn back the other way. Trying to skate with it now are the Rangers, breaking it into the Rep zone. That's dropped off for Cochran. And that's taken along the side wall by the Reps, trying to break it out of their own zone, trying to get another rush goal here on the 4-on-4, and that's Butler carrying it in. The defenseman drops it back. Shot, that's saved by Grallman. A nice little rebound. The puck's loose in front of the net. A fire drill again, and that puck does not find the back of the net, but that was a loose puck with a wide open goal.
My, oh my, how did that one stay out? And if you're the Reps here, you got to be frustrated, but remember, you do have about 40 seconds left of power play after this one ends. So really, really great job there from the Rangers. Great job from Grallman to keep that one out, keep it a one-goal game.
That was almost as wide open as a net as you are going to find, and that's Asayev back out there. He's skated miles tonight, and he's unable to find the back of the net as that's turned away to the far side corner. As there will be a penalty call late in this game. That's an interference call going against Ben Butler, and the Reps go back to the penalty box with just over 3 minutes to go in this one, negating their power play yet again. We got some 4-on-4 action and followed by a Rangers power play to end this game. Sammy, what a turn of events in the late stages of this game.
Yeah, I mean, the story of this third period has been inopportune penalties, and getting a holding call there, you know, not what you want to do, but perhaps stopping a goal, because Asayev, he was breaking towards the net real quick. And Asayev, we've seen him just wheel and deal throughout this game. Truly the MVP of the Rangers offense so far. So perhaps a good penalty, but now 4-on-4 when you could have iced the game down.
A very good keeping by Asayev, and he still has puck control. He's skated miles, like I was just saying. It looks like whenever they're in the offensive zone, the Rangers that is, it's on his stick. But perhaps a chance here for O'Connor. O'Connor, breakaway shot. What a save from Grallman. Oh, that was a chance to ice the game for O'Connor. But Grallman says no as the Rangers, they take the puck around their net. Almost power play time for them as the 4-on-4 time winds down here. Man, what a chance there for O'Connor. What a game this has been here.
And a great save from Grallman, truly keeping the Rangers in this game.
They needed a save, and they got it, as that is Zavetsky returning to the ice, and that's Vanny up top with it. Zavetsky, one of their better forwards, he's joining this top power play unit late in this game. Zavetsky, he wants a one-timer. He sends it cross ice. Good little shot fake there. Centering pass to Cochran. Cochran! Oh, fire drill yet again. The amount of times I've said fire drill in this game is absurd, but it is true. Cochran unable to put the centering pass home. A great stop from DeFonso. I'm not too sure if he saw that, just electing to lie down and hope the puck's underneath you and not behind you.
Yeah, and I am not sure how that puck stayed out, Simon. That was a sprawling Luke DeFonso, making sure that one did not cross the line. What I really liked about that, though, from the Rangers, not only was it a great opportunity, but the communication from Vanny, as it was just a great way to ensure that everyone crashed the net and tried to jump on that loose puck.
And a timeout is taken here by the Rangers. That looked like 6 skaters going to the bench, perhaps on the power play with 2 minutes left, down by 1. You're pulling Grallman if you got an offensive face-off, if you win this offensive face-off. And again, if you're the Rangers, what are you talking about in this timeout? Perhaps a set play off the draw.
Perhaps. It's so important that they win this draw and can just get a setup in the offensive zone. I don't think it's so much getting the goal right away that's the importance. It's really just making sure that you have puck possession. if you're the Reps right now, you're just trying to get the puck out. And if you know that the Rangers are going to pull the goalie, that gives you the opportunity to fire it down as much as you want. So I can imagine that the Reps won't hesitate to just dump it out, given the chance to do so.
That's exactly right, Sammy. The Reps are on the penalty kill, so they do have an opportunity to dump the puck deep within the Rangers zone if given the chance, exactly like you just said. And it looks like there will be 5 skaters going out there. Grallman still in the net for the Rangers.
Yeah, and Simon, that's the right call. Face-off outside. You don't want to pull the goalie too early because Reps win the face-off. They're in the neutral zone. Most U16 players can dump that one in given the clear lane. So smart play there from the coaches of the Rangers to just make sure they get possession before yanking Grallman out of play.
Perhaps the biggest face-off of the game coming out there, and it's Pevlis. That was Cochran, and he lost the draw. Good call from the coaches as now it is dumped deep within the Rangers zone as Grallman. He goes around the net to play it, and you think with this ensuing rush, Grallman will be heading to the bench if it is cleanly deep within the Rep zone. And that pass does not find the stick of Asayev. You know Asayev, he is looking for another rush chance, another chance to get a lone goal perhaps for this Rangers team. As now just a minute and 30 left here in this one. 22 seconds of power play time. The Reps doing a great job with some aggressive forecheck. You see all of them bunched up in the neutral zone at the blue line, trying not to allow the Rangers to get deep within the zone, but that's dumped for Asayev to get chased. But the Reps do a good job at clearing the puck, and that's Hancock with the puck, with the empty net, unable to convert there. Again, sorry for the camera angle, but Hancock was not able to convert there as the penalty is over. Perhaps too many men on the ice. Oh, some miscommunication at the bench. That was Joshua Daddario. He jumped the gun there, and that is too many men, as that will be yet another penalty for the Reps to end this game perhaps. But maybe not, that looked like too many men, did it not?
That was absolutely too many men, but we'll see if that is the call on the ice. I mean, that is a bad line change. And I think now, if it was too many men, it would be about deciding. It's going to be called offside, I believe.
Wow. I thought that was pretty clear, too many men. Maybe Daddario didn't touch the puck, perhaps? But, man, that was a very, very big break for the Reps, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, because that would have been a power play for a minute. It would have been 6-on-4 for a minute and 3 seconds. Could have been very advantageous for the Rangers.
And if I'm the Rangers bench right now, I am absolutely livid. The Reps getting quite the huge break because that's a good hit there from the Rangers. But that is Daddario breaking into the zone. He drops it off for his partner. That's a shot right to the logo of Grallman. Man, I can't really get over that no call there.
No, and I do think he touched the puck there. It was an early change, and in that situation, you cannot leave the bench early. And if you do, you just jump over that puck. You gotta just refuse possession there because that was so dangerous. The whistle there, both you and I thought it was too many men because, frankly, it was.
Perhaps the offside call did come a bit before Daddario touched the puck. That would be my only real explanation for that. As the Rangers, they are able to keep that in. That's Vanny with the good keep in. But the Rangers do have possession of the puck. Just 30 seconds here. Less than 30 seconds, to go here. Perhaps only one more rush chance for the Rangers in this one. That's Vanny. He tries to get to Asayev, but that's dumped. But taken by Asayev. Yet again, we know what he can do with the puck on his stick. 12 seconds left to go in this one. Asayev, he makes a move, makes another move, and he carries it over the blue line, passes it to his partner. And he's tangled up with the defenseman, where that's around the net. And the Reps clear the zone, and it looks like the Reps are going to hold on in this one as they win 4-3. What a thrilling game.
Absolutely thrilling. The most back-and-forth game we've seen this season in the U16 AAA division of the GTHL, and what a treat that was to watch.
What a treat indeed. A great game. The Reps take their first victory of the season, and we will talk about this game more in the booth.
Welcome back to the booth. The Reps taking this one 4-3 over the North York Rangers. And very quickly, we just want to point out that first Rangers goal was scored, in fact, by Evan McLean rather than Xavier Manzera. So apologies for that on the broadcast. We want to give Mr. McLean his flowers. He scored that first goal off of a beautiful pass from Asayev. Now, that was quite an interesting game, Sammy. It looked like the Reps were in possession of the puck and dominating the Rangers throughout the entirety of the game. However, the Rangers, they were able to keep themselves in it with a few lucky breaks.
Yeah, that's right. I think the Rangers did a really good job at capitalizing on the chances they did have. Like you said, it was the Reps that controlled most of the possession, but the Rangers, they had opportunities and they took advantage. A lot in part thanks to Isaiah. I mean, that goal, that end-to-end rush was beautiful to make it 4-3, and it gave his team a chance to crawl back in this game.
It did, and again, on that McLean goal, that one-handed backhand pass from the boards, that was beautiful.
Unbelievable. Now that we've seen Isaiah play a full game, we know that he's a guy to look out for. He can really control teams and just blow by anyone. The hands he has, it's unbelievable.
I was going to say, it looks like the Rangers' offensive game plan solely rides off of the play of Maxim Isaiah. And without any further ado, let's jump into these 3 stars of the game. Sammy, who do you have?
Well, actually, I'm going to start with our second star because we're talking about him already. Maxim Isaiah with a goal and an assist in this game and probably touched the puck more than anyone on the ice today. He's our second star of the game. But let's backtrack. Let's give some love to the Mississauga Reps. For the Reps, the third star of the game, Jack Larkin. He potted that goal to make it 3-2 for the Reps. He does get the game winner in this one, but I thought he was just doing the right things in the offensive zone. He's making the right passes, not taking any big risks, moving it back to the D nicely, and he's earned that third star. But first star, without a doubt, Keegan McMahon. 2 goals in the game, and both in very different ways. He dug for a rebound, and he had a great shot. He utilized his hands very well in the offensive zone, and I thought he was just a guy that looked really, really well adjusted out there. You know, a lot of people in their first game of the season, they have a bit of jitters, you know, those first game nerves, but he looked solid. He looked like he'd been playing in U16AAA for quite some time, so I'd like to see how he progresses later in the season.
Wholeheartedly agree with you there, Sam. And just one last quick question for you before we sign off here. If you are the Reps, you come away with the victory, a 4-3 victory, a pretty tight game, getting into the later stages of that one. Are you feeling very confident, or is your mindset more, you know, we let this Rangers team get back in it, it was pretty tight at the end there? What do you think their mindset is going into their second game?
I mean, I think first game, you get a win. There's no reason not to be happy with it, right? But what they can reflect on is their ability to shut down those fast break opportunities. I thought, like I said earlier, they controlled a lot of the puck possession. That is a plus. Their goalie played well in Luke DeFonso. He made a couple big-time saves and big-time opportunities. It's really about shutting down those grade A chances, which the Rangers, to their credit, did capitalize on. If they can shut down those breaks, those defensive collapses, they'll be fine.
Very well put, Sammy. And with that, that will do it for this broadcast today. Once again, thank you for watching at the 6 Hockey. My name is Simon Hendricks, joined alongside Sammy Brzozowski, and we will see you next time.
On a breakaway, scores!
Big hit up the blue line.
And he got waffleboarded. What a save!
He shoots, he scores.
Drives in, score!
This is the 6 Hockey.